Yo, what's happening everyone? Jinsula here with the brand new Pokemon Go video, and today we're going to be talking about the next community day happening in Pokemon Go, and it is going to be featuring the Pokemon Sewaddle. Now, there's not necessarily too much behind this particular community day. It's basically going to be yet another community day where you really do not have to care about the Pokemon. I mean, yeah, we are going to be getting its shiny form as a debut within this community day, but it's not necessarily something that should draw a lot of attention. It's going to be a filler community day, and that's kind of unfortunate because I do feel like with Sewaddle and all of its evolved forms, there was a lot of potential here for it to become a relevant Pokemon, but I really do think that for what it's worth, it's not necessarily going to be a blockbuster choice of a Pokemon for a community day. So yeah, it's going to be skippable. You do not necessarily have to care about this Pokemon. Maybe you could play it for a couple of minutes to pick up its shiny, but in terms of the gameplay, there's not necessarily going to be any place where you're going to be using any of its evolved forms, even with the Community Day move. Sewaddle Community Day is going to be happening on October 5th, which is a Saturday, from 2 o'clock p.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. local time. The featured Pokemon is, of course, going to be Sewaddle, and you're going to have an increased shiny chance during this Community Day. Now, the featured attack that you're going to get when you evolve into Viability is going to be Shadow Claw. And there's not necessarily too much behind this move. It is a fast energy generating move, and it does have the potential to give Sewaddle a little bit of type coverage, but overall, this is not going to be that impactful. Leavanny is not really a good Pokemon for either PvP or PvE content, and this move is not going to give it significant improvements. I mean, it's still going to be a much better Pokemon, but in general, it's not going to be enough to make this a meta-relevant Pokemon like we've seen in the past. Now, during this community day, there's going to be a $1 special research ticket, and this is something that I've always said when it comes to these tickets. They're actually pretty worth it. For $1 USD, you do get more than $1 worth of premium items, and you also get additional encounters with the Community Day Pokemon. And I do think that's pretty important because that gives you extra chances at getting yourself a high IV shiny Sewaddle. So if that is something you are interested in, then maybe it is worth buying this ticket. It's definitely going to be worth it. And don't forget, you could also gift this ticket to your friends and receive it as a gift as well. So if someone you know on your friends list owes you something, then maybe you could ask for this ticket and you will be able to get it. Now, during this community day, we're going to have the following event bonuses. You're going to get double the amount of candy for catching Pokemon. You're also going to have a quarter egg hatch distance when you place eggs in incubators during this event. And then for trainers level 31 and up, they're going to have double the chance at receiving Candy XL when they catch Pokemon. And then lure modules and incense are going to last for 3 hours, and you're going to get additional spawns when you take snapshots during community day. And of course, you're going to get one additional special trade, and every single trade is going to require 50% less Stardust. Now, considering this is not a Community Day Classic and it's a Modern Times Community Day, there's also going to be bonus raid battles after the Community Day hours. Between 5 o'clock p.m. and 10 o'clock p.m. local time, you're going to start seeing Sewaddle's evolved form Sewaddle in raid battles, and when you take them down, they're going to have a whole bunch of Sewaddles spawning around that gym, and these are going to have the boosted shiny rates. So if you cannot play during the regular Community Day hours, then this could be a great way for you to still pick up that shiny. Something you do need to keep in mind is that these raids tend to be a little bit more difficult than usual, and they're probably going to require more than one trainer. So if you do plan to go this route for this community day, make sure you get a group together so you could take down those raid battles. And then during this community day, there's going to be field research tasks themed around Sewaddle. You're going to be able to get additional encounters as well as Stardust and Great Balls and a whole bunch more stuff. I think for the last several community days, you could actually get rare candies when you do AR tasks. So if you want to get rare candies, then that could be a great way for you to do that. And then there's going to be Pokestop showcases during this event, which is going to feature Sewaddle along with its evolved forms. If you happen to have any XXL versions of Sewaddle or its evolutions, then make sure you use them for Pokestop showcases. It's a great way for you to pick up some bonus rewards. So yeah, it's a pretty straightforward and a pretty basic community day. There's not even any event bonuses that are actually worthwhile. It's not like they're doing a triple Stardust for this community day. Yeah, it's kind of a wash. You really do not have to care about this community day. It's kind of disappointing, but at the same time, I totally am okay with them giving us a bit of a break, because of course later on in October we are likely going to get another community day that is going to feature a Pokemon that is likely going to be meta relevant. At least in the past, that seems to be the history with October community days. I mean, I don't know if there's going to be 2 community days in October. We of course already know the schedule for the next season, but at least for the next community day, I do predict it might be a really good Pokemon. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. This one is definitely going to be skippable, but the next one down the road might actually be a good one. So maybe you'll want to save your Shundo luck for that community day and then skip out on this one. Maybe you could just stay at home and catch 1 or 2 shiny Sewaddles and call it a day. I mean, yeah, we should recognize that at least with Leavanny getting Shadow Claw, it's definitely still going to be an improvement for that Pokemon, at least for PvP, but in the general sense, it's not going to be a significant enough improvement to make this Pokemon meta relevant in any way. It kind of makes it resemble Trevenant in a way, but of course Trevenant hasn't been meta for several seasons now, so yeah, it really is kind of unfortunate because I feel like at this point it would have been really nice if we had some additional stuff to shake up the meta because, well, it's a completely different meta right now compared to the previous season. So adding more Pokemon into that mix would have been really nice, but as of right now, I don't think this Pokemon is going to make any kind of significant impact. But yeah, that's besides the point. This might still be worth going after, mainly because it is going to be a shiny debut. So if you want yourself a Sewaddle and along with its evolutionary forms, particularly the shiny versions, then yeah, make sure you go and spend some time during this community day so you can get all 3 of those Pokemon, and yeah, maybe then you could just call it a day. But yeah, it is what it is. Not every single community day is going to be a really good one. We are going to get filler community days here and there. I mean, the game would be really hard to balance if every single community day broke the PvP meta or added a Pokemon that's going to be top tier for raid battles. Like, we have to be realistic here. I just don't think that when it comes to Niantic, they could actually pull that off. So yeah, this is unfortunately going to be one of those community days where it's going to just simply fall through the cracks. And yeah, but in any case, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know your thoughts regarding this upcoming community day down below in the comments. Are you excited for a Sewaddle community day? Is there a particular reason why? Definitely share what that is, and let's have a great discussion. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.